Hello everyone and welcome to the Kiki London YouTube channel. My name is Amanda and in today's video we are going to be doing a pink winter nail art design. I really wanted to do something pretty and pink, but I wasn't quite ready to go in and do a Valentine's set of nails. I think we're going to start the Valentine's content in next week's video. But anyway, I wanted to do a pretty winter nail art design and I thought RB20 was the most beautiful pink for this design. Now RB20 is a rubber base coat, so you have all the strengthening properties of a rubber base coat, but you have your color there as well. So I really love working with the rubber color bases on my own nails, as I love the fact that you can add a lot of strength to the natural nail plate and then have your color in one. It really speeds up a manicure. Now when I'm applying these on my own nails, I will do all of my prep to begin with and then come in and really work that first coat of color into my natural nail plate, keeping it nice and thin and then curing for 30 seconds. And then on the second coat on my own nails, this is where I usually build up a little bit of structure, a little bit of a natural apex, similar to when you're doing a builder gel overlay. But because we're working on a display tip today, I'm just going to simply come in and apply a second coat of color, as there's no need to really build up any apex. But I also wanted to show that you could apply this way with this technique on your natural nails if you're just wanting to keep everything nice and thin and simple. So 2 coats of this gives you the most gorgeous pretty pink shade for our winter design. And then I decided on this nail we would come in and do a glitter ombre using the gorgeous reflective snow fairy. So this color is jam-packed with the most beautiful sparkles, but under flashlight they reflect absolutely stunningly. At the end of the video I will leave a clip showing what they look like underneath flash, but it is such a pretty glitter gel polish. So I'm going to start off by applying this at the tip of the nail and then taking my ombre brush and blending this back. Now another reason I absolutely love the rubber color bases for nail art is because once they've cured they leave behind quite a sticky inhibition layer. And when you're doing things like glitter fades, this makes it really easy to fade your colour back without having to come in with any additional clear base or top coat. So as you can see, I'm just literally taking my brush, gently feathering this back into the cured rubber base coat. Now you can see it kind of leaves behind some brush strokes, but these go completely unnoticeable once you come in and top coat. I'm actually going to be coming over the top with my foils, so I'll be applying my foil gel next, but you'll see even that completely removes those brush strokes. So talking of foils, I've picked out box 18 because it has these 2 really pretty white snowflake foils. So this first one is a lot more of a detailed snowflake design. It's got quite intricate effect to it, and then this one is more of a simple snowflake. Now at first I was going to choose between the 2, but then I decided I would use one of each on 2 different nails. So of course, to apply our foils we need to come in with our foil gel. So I'm going to apply a thin coat of foil gel to the entire nail. You don't need to apply this too thickly, but you do want to make sure you're applying it nice and even and making sure you're really coming down those side walls and the tip of the nail as well, as you really want your foils to adhere without any imperfections. So we're going to pop that in secure for 30 seconds, and then on this nail I opted for the more simple snowflake design. So I've cut out a piece of this foil and I only want these snowflakes to go over the glitter part of the nail, but I'm going to press down the entire foil and then I'll remove any excess pieces of the snowflake with some acetone or alcohol after applying. So starting off, I'm making sure that that foil has made really good contact with the nail, really pressing it down onto that foil gel, and then I swap to my silicone tool to ease out any creases, and I find that this really helps the image apply to the nail as well. And then I like to just slowly start peeling that foil back off of the foil gel. This way, if there are any areas that haven't fully adhered, I can lay the foil back down, give them another rub, and then everything transfers absolutely beautifully. Now these foils are really easy to apply, so they don't take too much faff, but with full cover foils you want to make sure that you're giving it a really good rub, and especially going in and easing out any creases with your silicone tool, as this just helps give you that really perfect full cover foil look. So then I've just taken some alcohol on a lint-free pad and I'm just wiping off those snowflakes down at the cuticle area of the nail, as like I said, I predominantly wanted these snowflakes to go over the glitter part, and I really love layered nail art looks, so I really loved how this turned out. I then decided, instead of top coating with a regular glossy top coat, I would come in with the reflective top coat, because this is also jam-packed with teeny tiny reflective glitter particles. So it's not too full cover that it's going to cover up that cuticle pink area of the nail, but it's going to add a gorgeous hint of sparkle over the entire nail. So I applied a thin coat of this, pop this in secure for 60 seconds, and then again at the end of the video you'll see how pretty this looks once it's under flashlight. So we're going to move on to the second nail. So on this now, I'm going to start off by applying one coat of RB20, making sure it's nice and even. And as you can see, in one coat, this is a quite milky, it's got a little bit of a sheer effect to it. So when I was applying this first coat of colour, I thought it would be great to do a hidden glitter fade at the cuticle area with. So what I'm going to do is pop that first coat in to cure for 30 seconds, and then I'm going to come in with Techno Rave. Now Techno Rave has quite a few more chunkier glitter pieces in there, and as you can see, it's full of holographic glitter as well, and it's kind of set in a pink jelly base. So I'm going to take this down at that cuticle area, and I'm going to apply this in 2 thin coats, just so I can get good glitter coverage without making that cuticle area bulky, because obviously if you was doing this on your own nails, you don't want a bulky cuticle area, you want to keep everything nice and thin. So I've just applied a small amount, and taking my ombre brush, I'm just feathering down some of the fine glitter pieces in this, and this is what makes this glitter great for these kind of designs, because it's a multi-cut glitter mix. You can move those finer pieces around to create a nice fade, and then leave those chunkier pieces for coverage where you want the most coverage to be. So then I'm going to come over just with another small amount of glitter. I've wiped off quite a lot of the gel from the brush for this second coat, and just popping down a little bit more glitter, just because I do really want it to pop up at that up at that cuticle area. And then again, just gently feathering down, trying to not move around any of those larger chunky pieces. And then once I'm happy with that, I thought this looked really pretty. Once I'm happy with that, we're going to pop this in to cure for 30 seconds as well. And then I'm going to come over the top of this with my second coat of RB20, so that that glitter is kind of sandwiched between, but it's going to really pop down at the cuticle area, as I'm not going to fully cover it there. So as you can see, I come in with my brush just slightly back from the cuticle area, got rid of a lot of that product by bringing it down towards the tip of the nail, and then just went slightly higher with my brush. Then I'm going to switch to my ombre brush and just gently blend this back, so that the cuticle area has a slight hint of the pink over it, but you can see the fade where it goes underneath that second coat. And I really loved how this now turned out. This is a design that I would happily wear a full set of. I thought it looked super pretty. Now to encapsulate that glitter area, because right up at the cuticle area we haven't fully covered it with our rubber base coat, so I'm going to come in and encapsulate this now with the rubber top coat. Because it's that a little bit thicker, it's going to give you a nice smooth transition between the glitter and the rubber base coat. And then also the rubber top coat is offering strengthening properties as well, so it's great for anyone with weak or brittle nails, or anyone who's quite hard on their nails. But I would say it's an absolute essential top coat if you love nail art and encapsulating nail art. So that was the second nail finish. On to the third design. I'm going to come in and do 2 coats of RB20 to begin with, so that we've got that really nice pretty pink base. Now I did also want to mention, if you wanted to use this as a more sheer shade, you definitely can. You don't have to do 2 coats with the rubber color base system. You definitely can come in with 1 coat. That's what makes these really fabulous, I find, because they are very versatile. You can wear them with 1 coat for a more natural look, 2 coats for a more fully opaque shade, and then also they are great for whether you are wanting to use them just for a base coat underneath your favorite gel polish shade. So you don't have to even use these for their color properties. You can just use them to help make your gel polish shades pop, or just as a simple base coat. But then as well, when you are wearing them on the natural nails, you can build up that nice natural apex with them and work with them similar to what you would if you was doing a builder gel overlay. So on this design, I wanted to have an attempt at the sweater nails. Now, I don't think I've done this. I think I had one go with this where you do your sweater design and then apply acrylic powder over the top. So I think I'd done this once when it very first sort of was trendy. And then I don't seem to have done it since. And every winter I've really wanted to give it a go and I keep forgetting. So I thought it would work really good in this set because it's pretty pink wintry design. So you're going to need a matte base coat for this, sorry, a matte top coat for this. So we've done our 2 coats colour, a thin coat of matte top coat, and then as you can see, once that's cured, it gives you a super matte base to work on top of with your nail art. So then I'm going to come straight back in with that RB20 and paint on my sweater jumper pattern. Now, the reason rubber base coat is really good for this is because it's a little bit thicker, and a lot of the times when I've seen this design done, they've used that same colour for their design as they have done for their base. I hope that makes sense. So you need to come in with that same colour, and then rubber base works perfectly because it's that little bit thicker. It's going to give you that 3D dimensional look to the nail. So I'm taking a small amount on my stripe liner brush and just drawing on my patterned design. Now, I could have done this a little bit neater. What I was sort of stressing about as I was doing this was I was thinking, do I need to work quickly so that my rubber base doesn't start self-leveling and smoothing out, because obviously you want to keep that pattern. So I was really trying to work quickly and then get my design as neat as possible. So I think this would have been a little bit easier to do on a smaller nail rather than on a longer nail, but we worked with it and I really loved how the effect turned out. So I'm definitely going to get a little bit more practice in, but you can see the general gist of what you need to do. The neater your design looks, the better. And then before popping this into cure, so while your rubber base coat is still wet, you want to sprinkle on some acrylic powder over the top. Now you can use clear for this. Because I was working with a pink nail, I just used a translucent pink acrylic powder, but the most important step is that you pour that on whilst your product that you've worked with is still wet. So whether you've used builder gel, rubber top coat, rubber base coat, you need to pour that acrylic powder on whilst your design is still wet, and then pop it into cure. And then once that's cured, you're going to brush off the excess and it gives this kind of fuzzy felt look. I quite liked how it turned out. Like I said, I just wish my design had been a little bit neater because I was just stressing at how quickly to work. But it's definitely a really fun and cute technique to work with. So on to the next now, I'm going to come in again, same as always, we're going to do our 2 coats of RB20 to get our nice cute pink base. Now, of course, if you was doing this set on a client or yourself, you would come in and do all of your shades of color to begin with. Because I wasn't really 100% sure if I was going to do the same base shade on all of the nails, that was why I did each one as I was going, as this was kind of design, I had a few different ideas in mind and I thought I would just wing it as I went. And then I remembered that I've been seeing loads of people use Silver Dream cat's eye gel polish over different colors, and it's really cool. I see it over, I think it was Navy Baby or Electric Island. It was one of the brighter blue shades, and then they use Silver Dream over the top. And of course, this is a cat's eye gel polish and it creates a really cool effect. So I thought I'd include a little bit of that in today's design. So over the top of our cured RB20, I'm going to come in with a thin coat of Silver Dream. And then of course you are going to need your magnet to create the cat's eye effect. Now, if you purchase the collection of cat's eye gel polishes on the Kiki London website, then the magnet is included. As always, the link to the Kiki London website is in the description box below. So I was just playing around here with the magnet, kind of seeing what different designs I could come up with. And then once you're happy with that design, you want to pop this in to cure for 30 seconds, and that's going to freeze that effect that you've created in place. Now, you do want to be really careful that when you are getting your magnet close to the surface of the gel polish, that you don't touch the gel. So you can go quite close, you can go further away, it's going to create different effects, but you don't want to actually touch the product. So this is the effect, how the effect looked once we had popped that in to cure for 30 seconds. And then over the top of this, I want to come in with that other snowflake foil, so the one that was a little bit more intricate. So directly over the top of our cured cat's eye gel polish, we're going to come in with our layer of foil gel. And I really love layered nail art looks, so it's really fun to have the cat's eye gel polishes now available to incorporate them in, as they are a really easy way to create layered nail art. So here we have our foil. I'm just going to cut out a small section of this, and then we're going to line it up over our cured foil gel, press it down to get really good contact with that tacky foil gel. I like to always give it a good rub with my thumb and fingers to begin with, just so that I can actually feel that it's really stuck down and we're not going to pull it or move it when we start taking our creases out using the silicone tool. You want to be quite gentle with your foils. You don't want to go in too heavy handed, but you want to give them a nice rub, and then we're slowly going to peel that back, and it transferred absolutely beautifully. And it looks quite subtle, but I really liked the effect that it gave off. Now I opted to top coat this one with the No White rubber top coat. I was going to come in and add the reflective top coat over the top, but because of the snowflake design was quite subtle, I didn't want to cover it up too much, so I went for the rubber top coat instead. And I love this one, like I said, for encapsulating foils, decals, stamping. It just really helps your nail art last without any peeling or chipping issues. And just look at the shine it has. Like, I absolutely loved the finished result of this set. So do let me know what you thought in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this design, please do give it a thumbs up. I'm really hoping to start Valentine's content from next Friday onwards, so if you have any Valentine's nail art designs you would like to see, pop your suggestions in the comments below. As always, thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Have a wonderful weekend. Lots of love. Take care. Bye bye.